Hello! This is MYSE. Welcome to my How to Use series for Pokemon Masters. In this video, we will be looking at how to use the Sync Pair, Karen and Houndoom. Before we begin, I must state that the information in this video is based on the currently available version of Pokemon Masters. Newer updates may bring about nerfs, or better support characters for team construction. In that scenario, a follow-up video will be released to account for the updates. With that out of the way, let's begin. Karen is a Dark-type 5-star Strike Sync Pair. Her Sync Pair Pokemon is Houndoom, which is fortunate enough to have access to Mega Evolution in this game. In fact, Karen is the first, and currently only 5-star Sync Pair to be able to utilize Mega Evolution. Let's begin her analysis with Houndoom's set. In its regular form, Houndoom has high special attack and speed, both getting a further boost through Mega Evolution. Interestingly, Mega Houndoom is currently one of, if not the naturally fastest Sync Pair in the game. However, the game has decided to install a limiter on Houndoom. This is seen through the two moves it gets in its regular form, Bite and Snarl. While both have their own uses, they do too little damage to properly deal with the opponents. Fortunately, Bite is replaced by the harder-hitting Dark Pulse after Mega Evolution. As a result, teams revolving around Houndoom often prioritize the building up of Houndoom's Sync move, which unlocks both its Mega Evolution and Dark Pulse. In the initial build-up stage, Houndoom can use either of Bite or Snarl, both 2-bar moves, to quickly charge up the Sync move meter. The most used option out of the two is Snarl, which is exceptionally useful at bolstering Houndoom's relatively weak special defense against special strike teams like Brendan and Sceptile on the very hard super course. However, its imperfect accuracy and inability to affect physical foes may cause problems when facing physical strike teams. This is where Bite comes in handy. Against foes with identical stats in defense and special defense, Bite actually deals more damage to the target, as well as having a nice chance to flinch the opponent. The latter is rather useful at delaying the foe's Sync move, to buy more time for Mega Houndoom to shine. To maximize battle efficiency, players need to fill their team with Sync Pairs that can mitigate Houndoom's shortcomings. Aside from Houndoom's reliance on its first Sync move to start actually sweeping, it also suffers from move gauge drain. Dark Pulse is a serious drain to the player's move gauge at 3 bars, meaning that players have to conserve their move gauge well, or have ways to facilitate its replenishment. The issue of its slow starting damage can be remedied by having Roxanne and Nosepass on the team. Her Study Buddies provides a nice 2 to the entire team's special attack and speed, which not only helps to make up for the low damage of Snarl, but also increase the firepower of Dark Pulse after Mega Evolution. It also has X Defense All, which helps to bolster the team's defense, making Houndoom harder to take down after Snarl. After setting up, it can go into Wide Guard to ward against spread moves and contribute to the Sync move meter. The next teammate players need to consider will have to be able to refresh the player's move gauge reliably. There are 2 ways to go about doing it. The first is to run fast Pokemon that can either spam 1-bar moves to enable Sync move earlier without prematurely draining one's move gauge, or have moves that increase the entire team's speed, which corresponds to the move gauge refill speed. A good example would be Skyla and Swanna. This free Sync Pair has a spammable 1-bar move in Gust, raises both defense and speed with Take Flight, as well as 2 potions that can be used to bail Houndoom out of sticky situations when necessary. The other way would be to have an ally that can instantly refill the move gauge. A good sample would be Rosa and Serperior. This free Sync Pair is recruited in the first story chapter and has enough bulk to draw the fire away from Houndoom. X Special Attack All is a great way to compensate for Houndoom's initial lack of damage output, especially if Skyla is chosen as the other teammate. Through Time to Energize, Rosa refills the move gauge by 3, which is just enough for 1 use of Dark Pulse. In battle, players should prioritize all the setup moves necessary for increasing Houndoom's damage output, while spending its first turn on Dire Hit before following up with either Bite or Snarl. When the Sync move is ready, immediately trigger it while queuing a 1-bar move directly after if applicable. If players are unable to prevent the opponent from unleashing its own Sync move, they should queue Entertain Me immediately after the opponent's Sync move, then support it with a potion if applicable. Entertain Me helps quickly restore the special attack boosts lost to the foe's Sync move, and is more effective the lower Houndoom's HP gets. This play is meant to keep Mega Houndoom firing unhealthy into the late game, which is essential when facing tougher foes, or when trying to catch up on turns lost to unfortunate paralysis, confusion, or flinches. Examples of this play can be observed in the very hard supercourse runs from this channel, where Houndoom is used along with Nosepass and Pikachu. In this setup, there is deliberate positioning of the Sync Pairs. Many beginner players tend to place their Strike Sync Pair in the middle to start attacking from the get-go. However, in Houndoom's case, it is actually more beneficial for it to be placed on either side. This is meant to facilitate move queuing, which allows for easier chaining and slightly more time to hit the foe before it can move. The move order employed is also designed to maximize efficiency. A further breakdown of this team core will be done in a separate video, for any players who are interested in understanding the mechanics of how the team operates. To recap, players using Karen need to both think and act fast. The earlier Houndoom can unleash its Sync move, the better. It does take a bit of practice to get the formula flowing freely, but the rewards are well worth the hassle. This marks the end of this how to use video. I hope that you have both enjoyed and gained a better understanding of how Karen works as a Sync Pair. Until then, game on.